Trisha has spent many years online on a crusade to hold those who do wrong accountable for their actions, passionately speaking on how people need to be held responsible for what they have done.
Sorry. He's like, I'll take accountability, but it wasn't under malice, but I was 17. It's like, that's not accountability if you make excuses. The fact that he can't say, I'm sorry, and go on TikTok the way he called me out and tell his people.
You really hate David. You really hate David.
He's a person. I think who doesn't take accountability. If you're a person, take accountability, learn and grow, cool. But if you don't take accountability and can just be a person for your life, not cool. I also think you should take like accountability. Everyone else has to. You just can just like skim.
I mean, other people. And then James put out a statement threatening to sue people.
Him and
there's a lot.
The apologies, taking accountability does not mean like also going to sue people. It's like,
I know exactly. Okay, so
as you can see, this was a prevalent theme during the era of Frenemies, a podcast that she utilized to take many other creators down at the time. But she has spoken many times both before and after that podcast about how important accountability is, and has called many people out herself in an effort to hold them accountable for their actions, deeming public punishment as the perfect deterrent for wrongdoing.
I feel like I deserve an apology. I apologize all the time, as he loves to point out that I do apologies more than anyone, because I think it's important to own accountability for your actions. So,
go watch Pretty Paige's new video. She did a good video about like influencers like partying and how people go under the radar. I like people who call people out. That's for sure.
And it's just continuous, and you're just like, this is never ending. It's a never ending battle. It's disgusting, and like certain people should be called out for it. Here's my other thing is like accountability. There's so much important things happening in the world right now. But I really do believe in people being held accountable for the actions. And my number one biggest pet peeve is people who are unaware or who are aware and just don't take accountability. And I know people love to say that I'm obsessive when I talk about them. They're public figures. They're very prominent in my field of social media. So I talk about them. And that's David and like a lot of his friends like that do like a lot of people do, including myself. But what pisses me off is that they never take accountability. That they'll acknowledge it, not publicly, but like, I've been there where they're just like, oh, like, should we say something? And every time they'll be like, no, it's better to be silent. And you know what? I agree. A lot of the times it is so much better to be silent. But if there is something, that you did that's f***ed up, and hey, I've done plenty of things, instead of brushing it under the rug, you should say, hey, I'm sorry. Because it shows, one, that you're self-aware. Two, you're not ignoring the problem. Three, you're trying to grow. Like the first part of growth is to take accountability for what you've done. And I feel like I'm a pretty good example of that.
She went so far in her accountability crusade that she even stated that she hated when people only apologized after receiving backlash, believing it took longer to change and people weren't truly sorry.
Like him more. No, it was. And then as soon as he gets backlash, he does an apology. It's like, I hate that too. It's like, it's not sincere. You said what you said, and because you got backlash, it's like, now I'm like, let me apologize. And honestly, okay, one other thing I'll say is a lot of people are like, okay, people are pissed that he doesn't say anything, and then when he does, people are pissed. But it's like, he should have taken some time. I think we got over the fact that he wasn't going to talk about this. It's like, why don't you take like a few months rather than like a week to say like, I've changed, I'm a girl. Because like a week ago, he was like discrediting me. His lawyers sent threatening letters to try and stop the article. It's like, you can't have a change of heart that quickly. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not going to discredit Trisha. Like 5 days ago, you said I was stalking and harassing you. Like, it's
so let's get into
maybe it. Maybe take some time. Maybe, take some time to actually learn.
Yet that's the exact thing she claimed helped her change. She has even stated that she herself wants to be held accountable because it helps her grow, and she needs to be held responsible for her actions to learn.
And I honestly believe people could have a change of heart overnight. I think anyone who wants to make a positive change, we should embrace. A lot of people are like, he wants to make a positive change now because people are calling him out or finding out stuff about him. Sometimes you need to be called out, and sometimes you need to be exposed yourself to make that change. Sounds like a Michael Jackson song. It is Michael Jackson. I applaud anyone who makes a positive change, whatever their reasoning is. Like, call out things when they, like, I feel like they need to be called out, just like when I need to be called out. Like, I appreciate being called out for things.
It's the only way. It's the only way you like learn and grow. I don't know. Anyways, people aren't gonna always like what you put out. People are always gonna like what I put out. People have the right to their opinion. They have the right to like you, not like you. You know, I'm very open to it. People's criticisms, even if stuff from my past, people don't want to forgive me for, and they're like, I still hate church. Like that's totally fine. Or you know, if people can, you know, are people don't like me now, that's fine too. Or whatever the case is, like, you know, that's the internet. I believe in holding people accountable. I believe in also like defending yourself. And so I don't want anyone to think that like everyone just be nice, no drama. Like sometimes there needs to be conflict. Sometimes there needs to be drama. Like to call people out and hold people accountable, myself included. I don't think a lot of people, and I'm very thankful that people can like see it without me like having to tell people like, look how good I'm doing, or I've worked on myself. Like I'm glad that it shows to some capacity. But I don't think I would have ever sought help if it wasn't for videos or people telling me like online how bad I'm getting, or how, you know what I mean, or how I'm like spiraling or something like that. So, or how what I'm doing is wrong or hurtful. But it was really embarrassing, and I think it took, I don't know if that's what it took, but being called out on this bad behavior like helped. And I used to open that up and I would just get like so much hate, and like it was crazy. And not all of it's unwarranted, and maybe it was like really bad stuff about why people hate me, and sometimes I still get that. And I actually reach out to people who like dislike me or think a certain way about me, and it's not like I'm trying to change their mind or opinion. I just like really want to know, because I think the only way I've been able to grow and be like self-aware is like people telling me and people like calling me out, I guess. Like, again, I have no, like when people talk about me or have issues with me, as long as it's in the sense of like reality, and I'm talking to someone with like some sort of like rational like brain that like can comprehend things, like I'm all for like people who disagree with me, don't like me, and I love talking to those people, and I love like, I mean, that's what makes the internet, right? Is a back and forth, and people not liking you, disliking you, calling you out, rightfully.
However, when people actually began to call Trisha out, suddenly her tune changed. Suddenly accountability and cancel culture wasn't necessary anymore and was too far. The woman who believed everyone and their mother should be held accountable and claimed it was the only thing that helped people grow, including herself, changed her mind the minute accountability was expected from her. Now suddenly she doesn't understand the need for accountability.
Common decency could make a comeback after years of cancel culture, trolls, and divisive bullying. You guys, I have started releasing this. I was releasing all of this energy because that energy was making me toxic. I had to change me and not expect change of anyone around me. And the minute I changed me, it changed the way I looked at things, and it changed the things I was looking at. It's crazy. Like, why is that so specific to the Taurus energy of this article? Okay. Common decency can make a comeback after years of cancel culture, trolls, and divisive bullying. It's coming back. Believe it, achieve it, accept it, receive it.
I'll say it once, I say it again. I don't believe in cancellation.
You know, stuff with my past, you know, and same, it's like if I'm throwing stuff at people, and ultimately I of all people have no business doing drama. I have no business pointing fingers at other people. Like I have so many skeletons. I mess up so many times. I have so many messes. I'm so flawed and broken. I have no business pointing fingers. Because you know how they say there's 3 more pointing? I have like 3,000 more pointing back at me. and I'm open. I will talk about things. I will address things. I do believe in that. And going forward, like I'm done talking about the past in every sense of the word. Like
him accountable, so his character took accountability. Which what is everyone's fascination with like keeping people accountable these days? Honestly, like just some things you just need to lie. Like I was telling about this.
But this isn't a new mindset. She's never believed in taking accountability herself, in spite of what she tried to lead viewers to believe during her I've Changed tour. She has always admitted that when people tried to hold her accountable, she'd deflect, both for herself and for her friends. Remember, She argued that deflecting blame to avoid accountability was wrong.
Okay, you're a hater, or you make videos for Trisha, so you can't say anything, stuff like that. But it's like, no,
It's just not the
all of his
same,
fans
like-
don't want to address the issue that
Right.
he did these things.
No, it's like,
You all want to talk about this
Trisha's
and that.
bad, so let's just ignore an actual awful thing that's like really traumatizing.
But
Stupid. Even now, when I call people out, like if I'm like, "Oh, you don't wear a mask," and they're like, "Well, you said the N word 10 years ago," I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
you
know.
can't." Like, I hate when people bring that stuff up.
Yet she's done that for herself and her friends every time that accountability was expected from them.
So it's obviously a deflection. Which, hey, I'm all about deflection. When Shane was going through his, I'm like, yeah, he did some. But let's talk about David Dobrik making jokes, and let's talk about, you have to, like, you know, that's what you do when you like go down for your like ride or die. So obviously she's getting canceled.
On a scale from 10 to
Well, I know what
Gabby
this is.
Hanna TikTok live she got banned during this.
1, do you hate who
a lot.
I've become?
What?
Cause I hate who I've become.
No, I know what this is though. This is trolling.
Is this whole thing?
She
just
copies
whatever?
my format to the extreme because now that she had this manic episode and she had a breakdown, she's trying to like, I used to do that shit all the time in 2017. Like, you know, you just like are trying to like distract people. Like, look, I'm trolling.
But I just feel we've watched her for so long. We know her for so long. I feel like a personal connection to her. And it seems like she's changing completely. Like now she's this
It's so different. She's
artist.
me.
Like I can really relate to her being a painter, being more creative, looking for what matters. And I feel like she's a different person.
She just becomes me and just changes personalities every time she gets canceled.
She has an emo band.